school to Utah Valley University.
Okay.
What's that?
Utah Valley.
Richard Larson.
His transfer? He said that's what he would like to have announced anyway. Okay.
Do you have Oklahoma
Utah
City's?
Valley, Utah Valley University is what he said.
Excuse me.
I never heard of it. I've never heard of it. Sure. Mark Hoskey, lead knob, right?
Bartosowski.
That's what I thought.
You know, on Tuesday, worried about it.
Like Harvard and Brown and
And you know, it's a hard name. I've
Is
learned.
Princeton considered?
Just say it fast. Most people don't know
I
any
think I've
better.
said 20 times, and on the 21st, I'd say something else.
New Orleans, Harvard, Yale, Brown, Princeton.
I put King University because I saw that, somebody's mother had on a shirt that said King University.
Austin Myers' mom.
So Riley, what'd you think about singing down on the field the other night?
It was nerve-wracking.
You did good.
I thought afterwards we should have told you that you'll hear a delay and there's a big difference between what you say
No,
and where you hear it.
I noticed that and I started singing faster and louder because in my brain I was thinking, if I can sing louder than the delay, I don't have to hear the delay.
Yeah, that's
In
the
reality, it made the delay louder, so I guess my plan backfired.
Well,
But
all three guys.
Was it a bigger delay than what you have at K-State? Was it?
Q-State's was shorter. I don't know why.
Oh, it's enclosed, it's not.
It doesn't make sense. But you think they'll make it back? I don't know. What?
So Holman, who gets the release Tuesday,
That's the first house down.
is starting tonight.
And played first base
Like, well,
last night.
Right, he was on
He
first base.
stood at first
Right.
base.
He helped us out.
Yeah.
I don't know why they
He
don't.
was the SV player for our team.
I don't know why they don't pick that Ken Williams.
These are their two sons.
That Ken Williams pitched it already.
Well, he pitched the third line, just that one out. I figured he'd start.
I did too. I did too. 5 straight innings for 100 losses. Or six, yeah, 4 straight. 4 straight.
Five.
And his last two.
Or is this one he got hit by the ball and it landed on the right?
So, in his last
What is that
10,
song?
30, he's only given us 3 earned runs.
No, I don't think he gets an elbow. What's the Pirate? Caribbean.
9. But here's my.
That's what I was singing earlier.
It's not
It's
six appearances. Let's,
taking a leave of absence.
I think it's fine. In here,
Yeah.
it might not be real loud.
They started, I don't know.
Your Christmas song today.
because the boys was up
No.
here and corked 100
It
miles.
was from another school.
Speaker on the other one, stereo on. That might have been last night.
You know what?
Turned off before 4:30 in the morning.
He got home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was plugged in.
He got a home run. mean, that's like a little league.
Yeah.
She was.
I'm afraid I couldn't ride.
No, that's a little.
I don't know, that's what happened. She got her jumped, but I was on it. She might be. You're not supposed to back down.
Hardly. Oh, here's that. Hey, that's my grade.
Pretty consistent, Tiffany. Yeah, it's pretty.
How old was Lily?
Really?
I would have that.
That was Ivy. Lily was my own cat. We got rid of her. She ran away.
Went missing.
That's not much better. Ivy had a stomach
Thanks, sir.
problem.
I know, how old was she?
I don't wanna say. She was 3 months.
But they're
You
dummies.
just never know.
Was Ivy there first?
Second if they have not.
Fox and Ivy, then.
Oops, sorry.
Now none.
What are you getting?
Okay, Roxy looks a little bit like a lab, at least I think.
And good evening, everybody. It is time for Bronco baseball on a beautiful Chamber of Commerce-like night here in El Dorado. Kurt Caden with you. Good to have you tuned in here tonight. Already several looking on and watching our broadcast here on YouTube. Tonight, the Broncos and the Oklahoma City Indians, Game 3 of this 3-game series, and El Dorado has won the first two each by a single run. Let's take a look at the batting order tonight for the Oklahoma City Indians. Leading off will be Austin Bartasovsky. Tyler Hawk bats second. Hunter Wilcher third. Joe Corbett is the designated hitter batting fourth. Brendan Ezel bats fifth. Ryan Harrell sixth. Caleb Gorman batting seventh. Derek Justice will bat eighth. And Peyton Ravencraft will bat ninth. For the El Dorado Broncos tonight out in the field, in left field is John Laguerre. The center fielder is Kyle Barfield, and Aaron Mack is in right field. Around the infield, Tanner Sheets will play third base tonight. Tyler Bailey at short. Mason Goad at second. And the first baseman tonight for the Broncos is Colton Shanker. Catching is Jarrett Coyne, and tonight's starter for El Dorado, Hunter Larson. So Austin Bartasovsky, who really had a terrific game last night, batted ninth. He went 2 for 4. He hit the double down the right field line and eventually on that same play scored on a two-base error that tied the game in the top of the ninth. First pitch from Larson is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Bartasovsky. Larson goes from the stretch and the pitch. That's in there for strike one. Our first pitch temperature tonight from sunny El Dorado is 91 degrees. Feels like 93. South winds at 6 miles an hour. And the 1-1, Bartasovsky lifts it into shallow right field. Here comes Mack coming in. He'll dive and not make the catch. Bartasovsky on his way to second. Mack's throw in time. The tag, and they got him. So a hit and then out 9-6. So a strong throw by Aaron Mack to retire Bartasovsky on a fly ball that just dunked right in between Goad and Mack out in shallow right field. So here's Tyler Hawk, and the curveball drops in there for strike one. Hunter Larson, you might remember 2 starts ago, had a no-hitter going when a line drive hit him right off the head. Fortunately, he was able to walk off under his own power, and since then, he's had 1 start. He started at Derby. No balls and 2 strikes here to Tyler Hawk, the third baseman, and the curveball. I'm not sure where that was, a little bit in, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawk led off last night. In fact, he has led off the first 2 nights, now batting second tonight. Last night, he went 2 for 4 with a run scored. Oklahoma City wearing the uniforms they did here on Tuesday night, the red, white, and blue stripes. Fastball outside, ball 2. El Dorado in their black tops tonight. Black tops, orange numerals, white trim, white pants. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Hawk. And the pitch. Curveball, that one's in there, a beauty. Strike 3. Froze Hawk, and he could not get the bat off his shoulder. So here's Hunter Wilcher. Wilcher, on Tuesday night, played right field. Last night, he caught, and tonight he is playing second base. The reason why, I went back and watched the archive. Don't forget, every broadcast is archived. Here's the first pitch by Larson, high, ball 1. So I went back. Jordan Stevens, you might remember, in the bottom of the 9th inning last night with 1 out, all of a sudden, with really nothing happening, walked off to first base, went to the seat of his pants, and had to be helped off and is on crutches today. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss, strike 1. So I went back. Well, in the top of the 9th inning, it was Jordan Stevens batting when a dropped third strike forced him to run down to first. He was running hard. Here's the 1-1. Bounces in the carpet, 2-1. And, of course, El Dorado had an issue throwing down to first base last night, so Mack kind of soft-tossed it, made for a close play, and the first baseman was on the foul side, so Stevens planted with his right foot on the base, and I'm not sure if that's when it got hurt because it took him a while to come to the field in the bottom of the 9th, and then watching throughout the first at-bat, after every pitch kept on clutching at his leg. He was still moving, it looked like okay, but eventually the pain just got too severe for him. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was. It looked like they were really working on his knee, but nonetheless, they had the leg immobilized as he went to the bus last night, and today, not in uniform. And the 3-2 Larson's curveball didn't take, and he ends up hitting Hunter Wiltshire. So now tonight on Oklahoma City's scorecard, they have 2 subs. Their starting pitcher tonight pitched in relief here Tuesday night and then was called upon to play first base last night, and he promptly had an error, which allowed Mason Goad to second base, and Mason would eventually score the game-winning run as the Broncos won 9-8 last night. Swing and a miss by Joe Corbett on the first offering. Again, I don't have the colleges that the Indians go to, so we only know them by name and statistic. Hunter Larson, no balls and a strike to Corbett, and this one a little bit low, ball 1. Corbett last night went 0 for 3 with a walk. 1 ball and 1 strike, and that slider in there. Strike 2. Corbett froze on that one. Brendan Ezel waits on deck for the Indians, and the 1-2, and Corbett didn't mean to, he did. It's a strikeout. So Hunter Larson with 2 strikeouts in inning number 1. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma City 0, El Dorado coming to bat. Nice to have you tuned in and watching Bronco baseball. We'll be back with more play-by-play, and an email looks like has already come in on the highway. We'll look at that in a moment. This is Bronco baseball. And welcome back. Kurt Caden here from McDonald's Stadium. Let's take a look at the batting order for El Dorado and how the Indians are in the field tonight. Colton Schenker is going to lead off for El Dorado. Jarrett Coyne bats second. Aaron Mack third. Kyle Barfield batting fourth. Austin Meyer will designate, he'll be the designated hitter tonight, batting fifth. John Laguerre sixth. Tyler Bailey seventh. Tanner Sheets will bat eighth, and Mason Goad will bat ninth. For Oklahoma City out in the field, in left field is Bartasovsky. Gorman's in center field, and the right field is Ravencraft. The right fielder is Peyton Ravencraft. Around the infield, Tyler Hawks at third, Ryan Harrell at short. Hunter Wiltshire at second. Derek Justice is at first base. Brandon Ezel is the catcher, and pitching tonight, Corbin Volman for Oklahoma City. First pitch to Colton Schenker in there for strike one. No balls and a strike. Volman goes from the stretch as well. The 0-1 hit sharply, but right at the second baseman. And Wilcher over to first base to retire Schenker for the first out. So here comes Jarrett Coyne. A lot of family in the crowd for Jarrett Coyne and for Josh Riggs, the two Michigan guys on the Bronco roster.
Number 4, Jarrett Coyne.
Jarrett Coyne played third base the last 2 nights. He's catching tonight. Last night, it was Jarrett Coyne in the 8th inning who led the inning off with a double. Aaron Mack followed. The Broncos eventually scored 3 runs in the inning to take an 8-7 lead. Coyne went 1 for 5 last night with 2 runs scored and a walk. 2 balls and no strikes to Jarrett Coyne. The pitch from Volman, and foul tipped into the glove of Ezel. 2-1. Coyne looks at strike 2. So I got to... Dale, on your scorecard over there, do you have the center fielder as Caleb Caldwell or Caleb Gorman?
Gorman. He's not on the list.
See, and Caleb Caldwell played center field last night. I wonder if that's just a misprint or something. I think I'm gonna go with Caldwell. And if... Oh, Jarrett Coyne gets hit with a fastball right in the back. Throws off his arm protector. Now, last night, you remember Jarrett Coyne got hit by a pitch, but the umpire deemed he didn't try to get out of the way. So he had to come back.
Number 26, Aaron Mack.
So here's Aaron Mack, the right fielder out of Madison, Wisconsin. He goes to school at Newman University in Wichita. I've enjoyed the emails from Dennis Mack. Our email address, Caden Broadcasting, that's C-A-D-E-N, Caden Broadcasting at gmail.com. One ball and no strikes to Mack. And Mack sounded like he broke his bat, and the ball got away from Wilcher. I think Wilcher tried to deke Coyne, making it look like he was going to catch it. He let it bounce, and it spun well away from him, so not a bad idea by Wilcher, but the execution not good, and so the Broncos have runners at first and second. That'll be a base hit for Mack. So Kyle Barfield, who knocked in the winning run last night, off of the glove of Ryan Harrell at shortstop. Barfield out of Kansas State University. And Volman wants to visit with Ezel. Kyle Barfield comes into play tonight batting .252. He has the most at-bats of any Bronco, 107. 27 hits and 107 at-bats. Of those 27 hits, 5 have gone for doubles. 1 went over the fence. He is currently 3rd on the team in RBIs with 14. The RBI leader on the team is Aaron Mack. Barfield looks at strike 1. As usual here early on in the night, the home plate, batter's boxes just in front of the plate, just behind it. Everyone in that circle is in shadows, in the shade right now. Pretty much everyone else in brilliant sunlight. Barfield reaches out, taps it towards short. Harrell's got it, throws to first, not in time. Barfield will have an infield single, and the bases are loaded. So for the second time in as many nights in the first inning, El Dorado loads the bases in the first inning. And here is Austin Meyer. A lot of Myers always watching and listening, and they will email as I expect to hear some more of the Meyer emails. Big Easy, number 9, they call him. Mom Sue Vane is in the crowd. And Austin looks at ball 1. Austin Meyer hitting .281 on the season. 9 for 32. And the second offering well outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Oklahoma City has 2 subs. I see Jordan Stevens now coming up to the crowd. He's got his knee heavily bandaged on it. He's got 2 crutches, so really interesting that he had to go to crutches. Just odd how that all played out as Meyer looks at strike 1. He ran out on the field for the bottom of the 9th inning, felt some discomfort, eventually came to first base, and eventually had to go to his back and helped off the field. 2 balls, 1 strike to Meyer. John Laguerre waits on deck. And the pitch, Meyer hits it to second base. It's a double play ball. Wilcher to Harrell, over to Justice, and a 4-6-3 double play gets Oklahoma City out of big trouble. No runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors and 1 left. We'll go to the second inning, no score. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Top of the second inning here from McDonald Stadium. What a big double play by the Indians to get out of a big mess. Bases loaded, 1 out. First offering to Ezel is in there for a strike. Brendan Ezel. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Hunter Larson, the last 4 starts, has gone 85 to 90 pitches. He's been in the kind of 35 to 40 balls and 45 to 50 strike range. He's throwing a lot more strikes here tonight. That pitch was not called strike 3. I don't know where that pitch was. Very odd for the catcher to do that. Jared Coyne could have swore that came right across the plate. It looked like the fastball caught Ezel off guard, but the umpire did not pull the trigger. Coyne did, but the umpire didn't. That's what matters. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. They set up on the outer third. Curveball is a swing and a miss, and we'll throw it down to third again. Not as much luster on this throw down to third by Jarrett Coyne. A strikeout of Ezel. Hunter Larson has 3 strikeouts already in his first 5 hitters. Ryan Harrell will be the next hitter for Oklahoma City. And the curveball froze Harrell. I think he thought he was going to get hit by it. He didn't. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Harrell last night had a single, a double, and a triple. Drove in 2 runs, scored 1. And he looks at the outside fastball in there for strike 1. So as an El Dorado Bronco fan, you had to be happy with how things turned out last night. But you also have to have a little bit of sympathy for the Oklahoma City Indians, the way that game ended up for them as well. I mean, this is a team that's 3-25. No one wants to spend their summer doing that, and by the looks of it, not many have decided to hang on for the Indians. But what a discouraging loss last night. Saw some chirping at the end of it. Of course, El Dorado was thrilled to get the win. Oklahoma City was devastated how that ended up. So you can understand the joy on one side and certainly the frustrations on the other side. And Ryan Harrell, the shortstop, had that hit ball by Barfield go off his glove. It was sharply hit, but a play that I'm sure he would like to have back. Swinging on the 2-2 pitch, fouls it off. But for the Indians, they had to go to a relief pitcher to play first base. They had to move Azell to third. And, of course, those two were right in the crosshairs for the next several plays, and that did not help. So a frustrating loss for Oklahoma City last night. Harrell pokes it to center field. Well, it landed behind second base and then gets into center field. Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's the placement, and that was placed perfectly by Harrell. Second hit of the night for Oklahoma City. And here's Caleb. Well, let's see, 22, which doesn't match up, but there is no Gorman. I'm gonna go with. The scorecard said Gorman, but there's no Gorman on the list. Caleb Caldwell played last night. He's not listed as a sub, so I'm going to go with Caleb Caldwell here. And he's in the same position as last night, so any OKC fans who might be watching, if you know better, feel free to email me at cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. A check over on Harrell. He's back. Ryan Harrell last night stole a base. He was very active on the base pads. Reached third base twice, scored a run, and then was cut down on a fielder's choice. Fastball high, 2-0 from Hunter Larson. Hunter Larson out of Utah Valley University. He's from Emmett, Idaho. And that pitch in there for strike one. 2 balls and a strike. 6th game for Larson, his 5th start. He's 1-2. 23 2/3 innings of work, only 8 earned runs given up. It's an ERA right around 3. Here's the 2-1, fouled out of play. And almost hit a moving target. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caldwell. Of course, a terrific facility here in El Dorado, great field here, and then just off beyond right field, you might be able to see fencing as a swing and a miss by Caldwell, and he is the 4th strikeout victim of the night, and that'll bring up Derek Justice. But youth baseball being played just on the other side of right field, just on the other side of the fence. Here's Derek Justice, played Tuesday night, went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, tried to play last night but didn't have a jersey. Throw over to first, and that one gets past Schenker. Here comes Ryan Harrell. He'll go to second. Will he look to third? No, the third base coach has already got the stop sign up, so that'll be a Bronco error. Error on who? Pitcher? All right. So Larson gets an error. The Broncos certainly had to feel fortunate to win that game. They were not sharp last night, committing 4 errors. Oklahoma City out-errored them with 5. 9 errors in the game combined. Justice, a swing and a miss, strike 1. But El Dorado got off the deck. They got off to a good start, then hit a lull, fell behind 7-4. Scored 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th to win it. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Justice. Oh, 2 pitch coming. And another swing and a miss. Larson challenged fastballs, and Justice missed all 3 of them. No runs, a hit, an error, and one left. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning, shall we? No score between the Indians and the Broncos here on YouTube. John Laguerre leading off the bottom of the second inning, and he laces one down the left field side, and that'll be a stand-up double for Laguerre. And a good start for the Broncos here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Tyler Bailey. Mom Lynn in the crowd. Tyler Bailey from Stafford, Virginia, goes to King College. And the pitch from Volman, and that one sliced the right side in the parking lot. Car hunting was Bailey, and he missed. So no balls and a strike. Volman taking too much time. Bailey will step out. No balls and a strike. Volman will try to look up Laguerre down at second, but he's back. No balls and a strike to Tyler Bailey. And the pitch, and Bailey will poke it towards the right side. Wilcher ranges over to Justice. That's an out, but a productive out. Talked a little bit last night about some unproductive outs for the Broncos. That's a good job of hitting by Bailey. Get it to the right side, move that runner over, and see if Tanner Sheets can finish the job. Tanner Sheets playing third base tonight. Last night, got 3 at-bats in before being lifted. He went 0 for 3. This one got through the catcher. A great read by Laguerre. He will score easily. And again, the base hitting, the hitting by Bailey got the runner to third with less than 2 outs. Laguerre is able to read that pitch. Saw it get past the catcher. And voila, a run for El Dorado. They take a 1-0 lead. 1 ball and no strikes to Sheets. Fastball missed, 2-0. And the pitch from Volman, swing and a miss. Sheets might have swung at ball 3. Tanner Sheets heading to Kansas State University. went to San Jacinto, which is a junior college baseball powerhouse. There's strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sheets. Game 3 of a 3-game series. And the 2-2. Sheets waits on it, hits it hard out to left field. That's a base hit. So a runner at first base, 1 away. And here's Mason Goad. Goad last night batted leadoff. Bardasovsky out in left field had a notion of maybe coming up and trying to dive at that thing, but line drive sunk on him, and boy, with no one behind him, he played it the safe route. 1 ball and no strikes to Goad, and that one's low, ball 2. Sheets gets way off of first base. Two balls, no strikes. And Goad hits it to short. Harrell's got it over to Wilcher for 1 to first. Not in time. Close play. But it looked like the right call. So 2 away and back to the top of the order for the Broncos. So here's Colton Schenker, grounded out to first, his first time. First pitch missing, 1 ball and no strikes to Schenker. Schenker had a big hit last night for El Dorado. As he came in off the bench, pitched low, 2-0. Schenker should get something good here. He got under it, lifted it in the infield in foul territory. Justice makes the catch, and that will end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits for El Dorado. No errors and 1 left. After 2 complete, El Dorado 1, Oklahoma City 0. Top of the 3rd inning here from McDonald Stadium. Hunter Larson has looked sharp through the first 2 innings. He'll deal with 9, 1, and 2 for Oklahoma City. Here in the top of the 3rd, Peyton Ravencraft leading off. And Ravencraft lifts one towards short. Tyler Bailey leaps in the air and makes a nice catch just beyond the shortstop position, and that's the first out of the inning. So to the top of the order, and someone who's been a bit of a troublemaker for El Dorado the last couple nights, Austin Bartasovsky. Bartasovsky singled to lead off the game, but was thrown out, trying to stretch it into a double. First pitch in there for strike one. No balls and a strike here to Bartasovsky. And he lifts this one foul and out of play right behind us, 0-2. Bartasovsky hitting .295 on the season. 18 for 61. One double out of his 18 hits. And that actually last night, his double was his first double of the season. That was the play where he slid into second. The throw 2 seconds sailed over the shortstop's head, and Bartasovsky just went on around third and scored the game-tying run at the time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2. And Bartasovsky flips it foul down the left side. El Dorado, you play everyone 6 times. El Dorado's 3-2 on the season against Oklahoma City. Bartasovsky hits one out into center field. So a 1-out single for Bartasovsky. He is 2 for 2 tonight. So here's Tyler Hawk. Tyler Hawk struck out looking his first time. Bartasovsky running on the play. Not sure that was a hit and run or just a steal, but Hawk fouled it off. So no balls and a strike. Broncos leading 1-0. They scored their run in the second inning on a passed ball. Good lead for Bartasovsky. Hops further off the base. And this one's hit out to second base. Goad over to Bailey for one to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play. Turned by El Dorado. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left through 2.5. Our score, El Dorado 1, Oklahoma City 0. More in a moment here on YouTube. Bottom of the third inning here from El Dorado. Jarrett Coyne will lead off. It's 2-3-4 for the Broncos. And the first pitch bounces in, ball one. Jarrett Coyne was hit by a pitch his first time. That one in there, strike one. Say hello to Jeff Meyer down in Oklahoma City, watching as he often does. It's fun meeting Jeff a couple weeks ago here at the ballpark. Coyne waits on that curveball, but hits it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oklahoma City's pitcher tonight is Corbin Volman, Vollman. Here's the 1-2 from Volman. High, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-3-4 for the Broncos here in the home half of the third inning. And the pitch, high, ball 3. Volman takes a little walk around the mound. Aaron Mack waits on deck. And Coyne hits it towards short. Harrell's got it. Fires to first. Close play, but they got him by a half a step. So 1 away, and here comes Aaron Mack. Aaron Mack continues to see his batting average go up. A little bit of a slow start for the summer, but Aaron has really been dialed in the last 3 weeks. He's got his average now up to .315. Looks at ball 1. .29 hits, 6 of them doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs. He's second on the team in RBIs with 15. This one in the carpet, 2-0. Max singled his first time. Fun to see all the Coynes. Aunt Sally, who we've talked about a lot on our broadcast. Aunt Sally is here tonight. Nancy Randall is here tonight. Of course, Sue Vane, Bocelli, Lynn Bailey, Julie Riggs. Josh Riggs, I think it's cousin Stella, I think. Cousin. Here's the 2-1. And Mack flips this one out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-2 to Mack off speed, and that stayed upstairs. So another 3-2 count here from Volman. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Mack, low, ball 4. So Aaron Mack, one way or the other, seems to be getting on base about every time at the plate. Last night, he was hit by a pitch his first 3 times at the plate. And hello to Sue Vane Bocelli's mom. Now, I wonder why it always comes in as additional flavor. Why additional flavor? She is additional flavor, that's for sure. Kyle Barfield looks at ball 1. Barfield, an infield single, his first time. And again, we saw this from Justice playing first base. It doesn't really have a foot on the base, and he's kind of got an open stance. He wants that ball thrown basically at his back leg, and then he'll go for a sweep tag where he's kind of got to spin his body a little bit. Barfield fouls off the 1-0, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Kyle Barfield. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Aunt Sally, who emails all the and enjoying the facility. Julie and Grant Riggs, Grandpa Bob, Aunt Sally, Aunt Nancy, and Linda, Stella, and Harrison all made the 15-hour trip here. And they want to say, there's a pitch nearly hit Barfield, and Mack will steal second base. Good throw, would have gotten him. But that one skipped away from the second baseman. And again, Jordan Stevens is hurt. He's been second base for the Indians the last couple nights. So Hunter Wilcher showing his versatility playing second base. Happy 13th birthday to Josh Riggs' cousin, Ben Lockhart, who is watching the game tonight. So happy birthday, Ben. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Barfield. And he got under this one. It'll twist out of play. Josh Riggs, I believe he'll be pitching here either tomorrow or Saturday. He's been really good of late on the mound for El Dorado. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Barfield. And the pitch bouncing in front of him, and another full count. The third batter of the inning that the count has gone 3-2. Oklahoma City just trying to play out the string. They're just still, what about 3, 6, 9, about 12 games left in the summer. Barfield will look at ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Barfield. And Austin Meyer will come to the plate. Austin hit into a 4-6-3 double play his first time, so he is 0 for 1. Batting .281. 9 for 32. 7 runs scored, 3 driven in. And Meyer looks at strike 1. Harrell, as he did last night, looming right around second base, so there's a hole if Meyer could go the other way. Mack off of second base, Barfield off of first. That pitch outside, ball 1. Third game of a 9-game homestand for El Dorado. We'll welcome the Dodge City A's into town for the weekend. And the 1-1, and that one misses low, ball 2. (1-0) Broncos here in the bottom of the third inning. And Volman will spin, and Harrell not really making a move at the base, so Aaron Mack with an easy retreat there. John Laguerre waits on deck for the Broncos. And the 2-1. And Meyer hits it towards the right side. Diving play by Wilcher. From his knees, he threw it past Justice. Here comes Aaron Mack. He will score. Barfield to third. And Meyer will move to second. So it'll be a hit for Meyer and then an error. So an error on the second baseman, Wilcher. No RBI. Aaron Mack scores. Barfield moves to third. And now it's 2-0. And here's John Laguerre, who doubled and scored in the second inning. They shade him towards the foul line, so a really good hole between center and left. Left center field is a big gap for Laguerre as he looks at strike 1. Setting up on the outer third is Izell. This one's hit towards third base, gloved over there by Hawk. He'll go to first, retire Laguerre, but that drives in another run. So an RBI for Laguerre. Meyer unable to advance there. The Broncos now lead 3-0. And Tyler Bailey will step in. Tyler Bailey, 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time. But that was a productive out, you might remember, with John Laguerre leading off with a double. Bailey just poked it towards the right side, moved Laguerre to third, who John eventually then scored on a pass ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Bailey. And the curveball low, ball 2. Tyler Bailey, we've seen him bat in almost every spot in the lineup this year. Seen him lead off, seen him bat ninth. He's been settled in right around the 6-7 spot for the last few games. And that one nearly hit him. 3-0. Tanner Sheets waits on deck. Volman takes a deep breath and the pitch, and that'll be called a strike, so Bailey will need to go pick his bat back up. He thought that one might have sailed out of the zone. Two away for the Broncos here in the third. And the 3-1 pitch. Bailey fouls it off. So it's 3-2, and yet another full count here for Volman. A thin staff for Oklahoma City. Also throw in that it's 91, 92 degrees, no breeze right now. And Volman pitched here Tuesday night. How much will he have in the tank? Here's the 3-2. And Bailey hits it up the middle, off of the hand of Volman. He'll try to run it down. Throws to first, over the head of Justice. Bailey will go to second. Austin Meyer scores. And it's 4-0. So Bailey will get a hit and then an error. And now they'll check on Volman. That's the second time in this series that an Oklahoma City pitcher has tried to field a ball with his pitching hand. Joe Corbett here on Tuesday night did that. He was able to go one more inning, but then had to be taken out. So Tanner Sheets steps in. 3 are in for El Dorado. Two Indian airs here in the third. And this one skips right past the catcher, Ezel. He had no chance on that wild pitch. So Bailey trots down to third. Tanner Sheets singled his first time. He's 1 for 1. Volman's pitch, that's in there for strike 1. Last night at this point, El Dorado led 4-1. Thought maybe Oklahoma City wouldn't have a lot of fight, but they had fight, and El Dorado was in a giving mood as well, and the Indians came back to take a 7-4 lead before El Dorado would win 9-8. The 2-1 pitch to Sheets. That one's low and didn't get far enough. It did. Here comes Bailey sliding in as that one just got further away from the catcher, Ezel. I thought it was just going to end up a foot or two behind him, but it had a little more roll to it. And so that gives the Broncos another run. 5-0. And Tanner Sheets will take a walk. 3 walks in the inning, 2 Indian airs, a wild pitch, a pass ball, a stolen base. El Dorado has done all this damage with 1 hit.
If you're unable to take it down to the ballpark, you can always catch the home game.
So we'll get a mound visit here for the Indians, just trying to settle down Volman. As we take a look at the standings in our league, things have really tightened up. Liberal has gone a little cold, and in fact, Liberal was swept last night in a doubleheader. So it's pretty interesting near the top of the league. Liberal is 21-8. Hayes and Dodge City are one game back at 19-8. And Dodge City and Liberal playing tonight. They started at 7:30. So 3 teams, and Hayes and Dodge City just one back. Derby's 19-9. They're just a game and a half back. Good to see Mitch McIntyre, Avery Reed-Miller strolling through the press box. Great Bend currently in 5th place. They're 14-15. They split a doubleheader last night with the Hayes Larks. El Dorado now 12-17. Running on the play is Sheets, and he will steal it. Nifty slide by Sheets down at second base. Hayesville 6-18 out, and Oklahoma City is 3-25. 17.5 out. 5-0 Broncos. They've scored 4 times here in this 3rd inning. Mason Goad looks at ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Goad, who hit into a fielder's choice his first time. He's 0 for 1. Hayesville is at Derby tonight. Liberal at Dodge City. And Great Bend is at Hayes. Swing and a miss by Goad, strike 1. So if Dodge City could win at home against Liberal, and if Hayes knocks off Great Bend, we'd have a 3-way tie for first heading into the weekend. Count is 1-2 here on Goad. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mason Goad. And the pitch. That one's spiked in front of Vizell. He'll throw down to third, but getting in there is Tanner Sheets on a wild pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason Goad is the 8th batter of the inning for El Dorado. And the pitch, and that one just missed. And yet another full count. That's at least 5 or 6. So just by that, 5 pitches times 6 batters? That's at least 30 pitches this inning. Here's the 3-2. That's over the head of Goad, and he'll get a walk. So Colton Shanker is the 9th batter of the inning. He's 0 for 2. And Shanker is batting for the 3rd time in 3 innings. And the pitch, that one nowhere close. And this will force in another run for El Dorado, another freebie. El Dorado has scored 5 times on 1 hit here in the inning. So for Sheets, he walked, stole second, wild pitch to third, wild pitch home. 1 ball and no strikes to Shanker. And this one's bounced towards Justice at first, bobbled it, he gathers it, and he will record the 3rd and final out. The Broncos score 5 times on 1 hit, 2 errors and 1 left. We'll go to the 4th inning, 6-0 El Dorado. Hunter Wilcher leads off the fourth inning, and he made good contact, but he hit it right at Aaron Mack, who makes the catch for the first out. Hunter Larson, 1 pitch, 1 out to start off the fourth inning. Looking back at that Bronco third, it started out harmlessly enough with a Jarrett Coyne ground out, but then 2 walks, an error, an RBI ground out, a single, 2 more walks, some wild pitches, and 5 runs in. No balls and a strike here to Joe Corbett. And that one low, ball 1. 6-4-1 for El Dorado, 0-3, and I think should be 2 for the Indians. There's a swing and a miss by Corbett, 1-2.
Should be 2 errors.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Corbett. And that one well past Coyne. Yes, we do. The throwing error from over to first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Corbett. Tall kid. And he looks at strike 3. Great spot there by Larson. Cross the knees on the outer third. So here comes Brendan Ozell. He struck out swinging his first time. Probably the last thing Oklahoma City wanted was a 1-2-3 quick fourth inning and send their guys back out. They spent a lot of time out there on the field. That was a long bottom of the third inning. First pitch swinging, fouled off by Ozell. Hunter Larson goes from the stretch, and the pitch high, ball 1. Ozell on the season hitting .288, 17 for 59, including 2 home runs. That one well outside. 2 balls and a strike to Brendan Ozell. Ryan Harrell waits on deck. The Indians have had a single in each inning, but they have not sent more than 4 men to the plate in each of the first 3 innings. Ozell hits this one hard out to left field, and Laguerre has it. So tough luck again for OKC. They hit 2 balls pretty squarely, but right at the left and right fielder. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 6-0 Broncos. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Volman's first pitch goes over everybody's head. I just am surprised that Volman back out there. I know OKC doesn't have much, but this kid has thrown a lot of pitches already. 1 ball and no strikes to Coyne. And that one caught the upper portion of the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1, that one skips in there, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Coyne just got under it. Hits it out to left center field. Bartasovsky ranges over and makes the catch. About medium deep out there in left center field. And here's Aaron Mack, who has been an on-base magnet. Oh, so Aaron Mack has been lifted. It looks like Tanner White is going to come in for Mack. So Tanner White will come in. Aaron Mack went 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored and a stolen base tonight. Might be a chance for Toby Reuter to use a lot of players tonight. Dodge City coming in for the weekend, a formidable opponent. Volman bounces this one in. 2 balls and no strikes to White. Tanner White last night went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a double and a run scored. And White looks at strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike to Tanner White. And another one bouncing in. Volman continues to try to shake some life into his arm. Three balls and 1 strike. Kyle Barfield waits on deck. And the pitch from Volman. And White shoots it out into left center field. That will drop. Got past the center fielder. White on his way to second. How far will he go? And he's going to try for third. The throw on its way, and Tanner White slides in. Well, if Caldwell would have hit the cutoff man, they probably would have shot White down, but it sailed over the cutoff man's head. The third baseman had to vacate, and Tanner White gets a sliding triple. So Kyle Barfield will stand in. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And Barfield looks at ball 1. Dodge City here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Off day Monday. And then Great Bend is here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Barfield shoots one out to left field, and a nice catch on the run, and White really unable to tag there as Bartasovsky played that beautifully. So 2 away, and here comes Austin Meyer. Barfield hit it hard, but right at Bartasovsky, who is coming in to make the play. Two away. Austin Meyer reached on an air. Here's one getting past Dizelle, and another run will score via a pass ball or wild pitch. Wild pitch, says Gary Carr, our expert statistician. 5 wild pitches tonight. So 1 ball and no strikes to Meyer. Bad news for Meyer as he misses out on an RBI opportunity. 2-0 to Austin. hit into a double play his first time, and then, like I said, an error on the second baseman allowed him to score. Azell, who's getting quite a workout, will go out and talk to Volman. 7-0 Broncos here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Two balls, no strikes, and the pitch well high, ball 3. We'll get to your emails here in a moment. I see some more have trickled in. Meyer taking all the way, looks at strike 1. Volman delivers a 3-1. Meyer hits it hard, but right at Justice, the first baseman. And that will end the inning. 1 run on the triple from White. He scored on a wild pitch. No errors, nobody left. We're through 4. 7-0 Broncos. Ryan Harrell will lead off for Oklahoma City here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Sun Group sponsoring tonight's game, and a lot of the youth throwing some Sun Group Nerf baseballs out. Harrell flips one out into shallow right field. Mason Goad ranging over to make the catch for the first out. And again, we see Larson pounding the zone tonight. And Oklahoma City has been swinging early in the count. So here's our mystery man, Caleb Caldwell, I'm going with. And he flips one towards Mason Goad on the first pitch, and that's an easy catch in the second out. Derek Justice will step in. Justice has had 4 appearances at the plate this week, and he's got 4 swinging strikeouts. 0 for 1 tonight. Justice looks like he stands about 6'8", long, lanky kid. Has a pretty wide open swing. And he looks at ball 1. Shadow starting to cover most of the infield. A little bit of left field, but still sunny in center and right. Justice, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Justice does not get cheated when he swings. He will let it loose. Here's the 1-1, and a little bit too tall. 2 balls and a strike. El Dorado did not score in the first. 1 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth. A swing and a miss, strike 2. Tanner White, who hit for Aaron Mack in the bottom of the fourth, is out in right field now. We haven't seen Tanner out in the outfield. Larson misses inside. That one ricocheted right back to the catcher, Coyne. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Hunter Larson out of Utah Valley University, and Justice puts some bat on the ball. It's drifting into foul territory. Mason Goad, will he make all 3 outs? He will. 3 pop-outs to Mason Goad. 2 in fair territory, 1 in foul territory. 3 up, 3 down. We're halfway through from McDonald Stadium. Broncos 7, Indians 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. A new pitcher for Oklahoma City as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Corbin Volman went 4 innings, and he threw a boatload of pitches. Samuel Malott. Sam Malott comes in. We saw him last night, and he was out there when the Broncos were able to score those 3 runs in the 8th inning. He starts off with John Laguerre and a strike to Laguerre. Laguerre doubled and scored in the 2nd and had an RBI ground out in the 3rd. So 1 for 2, a run scored and an RBI. Curveball drops in nicely, and it's 0-2. John Laguerre from Purdue University out of St. Charles, Illinois. So from St. Charles to West Lafayette, Indiana. Here's the 0-2. That one's low, ball 1. Laguerre hitting .256 on the season. Now 5 doubles and 1 triple. The 1-2 stayed inside, 2-2. 7-5-1 for El Dorado, 0-3-2 for Oklahoma City. Malott, right-handed pitcher, winds and deals, a 2-2. And that one's hit up the middle. Harrell's got it on the short hop, off-balance throw, right on target for the first out. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Tyler Bailey. Bailey 1 for 2 tonight. His last time up, he had a single. Advanced to second on a error by Volman. Advanced to third on a wild pitch and scored on a pass ball. A little bit of everything for Tyler Bailey. And Bailey looks at strike 1. Say hello to my sister, Lisa Hoff from Ohio, is watching and listening to some Bronco baseball tonight. I should tell Lisa that I had chickens and a rooster listening to me last night, and I made the chicken jump 6 inches. And then I was called a chick magnet. So I know Lisa's got a bunch of new chickens in Ohio. If they need any inspiration, take the computer out there. 2 balls and a strike here to Bailey. Here's the 2-1, and reaching for that one, and Bailey shot it. Tough to hit it into the crowd, but Bailey did there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Say hello to Randy and Betty Meyer down in Florida. They're, of course, cheering on the Broncos, and in particular, they sure like number 9, Austin Meyer. 2-2 pitch to Bailey. Fouled. So we'll do 2-2 again. Mary Kay is watching tonight. She's rooting for the Broncos. Her favorite Bronco is Jarrett Coyne. Here's the 2-2, and it's hit up the middle, and Harrell again with a nice pick over to first, and that's 2 away. So Mary Kay is watching from Standish, Michigan. And Mary Kay used to hit Jarrett a lot of pop-ups and taught him how to scoop up ground balls when he was 4 years old. Good job. Your teaching and training has paid off as Jarrett plays here in college. A sharp single into left field right between third and short by Tanner Sheets. That was really good wood on the ball there. So a 2-out single will bring Mason Goad to the dish for the Broncos. Mason 0 for 1 with a walk, hit into a fielder's choice. So Mary Kay, thank you for the email. I may have to ask Michelle Coyne and the Coyne clan here about your baseball teachings. First pitch to Goad. Misses. 1 ball and no strikes. A look over at first. A modest lead for Sheets off of first. I don't imagine the Broncos are going to keep the running game going. Currently up 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning against a really depleted Oklahoma City team. They came in to El Dorado with only 3 or 4 subs at most. They only have 2 subs for tonight. And one of them is on the hill, Malat, who throws a 2-0 strike in there to Goad. 2 balls and 1 strike. Colton Schenker waits on deck for the Broncos. Derek Justice trying to shield his eyes. It'd be unfair to throw a ball over there right now. And Goad fouls it out of play. Still a lot of cars out in the parking lot down the first base side. Looks like youth baseball still going on. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away for El Dorado here in the 5th. And the pitch from Malat drops too low and a full count. So Sheets will get a head start here. Three balls and 2 strikes. Fun seeing the parents trying to get good photos of their sons as they're in the dugout. Sheets on the move, but that pitch nowhere close, and Mason Goad takes a 2-out walk. So runners at first and second. And Colton Schenker will come to the plate for the 4th time in 5 innings. Leadoff batter for El Dorado, and he is 0 for 3. He is the only Bronco tonight not to reach base. Schenker hitting .247 on the season, 77 at-bats, 19 hits, 2 doubles. And Schenker goes to first, and it got through Justice. Here comes Sheets. He will score. Some trouble out in right field. Schenker will stay at first, and an error on Justice will score another run for El Dorado. Mason Goad moves to third. And now Schenker no longer is not the only Bronco to not get on base. He's on base via the air by Justice. So runners at first and third, and it's 8-0 El Dorado. Here's Jarrett Coyne, sporting the high stirrups here tonight. Sam Donnell getting a break after catching the last 2 nights. Being a catcher during the summer, during the Jayhawk Summer League, can be taxing, to say the least. 1 ball and no strikes to Coyne. Coyne was hit by a pitch in the first inning, grounded out to short and flew out to left. He's 1 for 3. The 1-0 pitch, that's high, ball 2. The inning started pretty harmlessly. 2 ground outs to short, but then a single by Sheets, a walk to Goad, and then an error on Justice. Now 2-0 to Coyne with runners at the corners. Or could we say they're at the Coiners? Nubs this one right to the pitcher, Malott. He'll hand it off to Justice, and Coyne is retired. 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and 2 left. We'll head to the 6th inning. 8-0 Broncos here on YouTube. Never signed one. Welcome back here, top of the 6th inning, and 1 ball and 1 strike to the batter, Peyton Ravencraft. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Let's see.
Hi.
That pen doesn't work. What do you got to say?
Hi.
Who are you?
Harrison.
That you're Harrison?
This is Stella.
I met Stella. There's Stella. Ravencraft fouls this one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The faithful listeners of Bronco baseball are in the press box, which is great. Here we go. Who wanted this? Oh, thank you, Stella. I better keep my pen. Ball down to first base, and Schenker will touch the bag and retire Ravencraft. So 8-0. Stella, what are your thoughts of the stadium here so far?
I like Kansas, and I just want to say hi to my mom and my dad.
And they're out there, right? Names?
Nicole and Aaron Estes.
All right, Nicole and Aaron Estes. We've had them on, they've emailed, haven't they? Yeah. All right.
Bob and Uncle Dan.
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Dan.
I feel like I know Uncle Dan.
They're watching.
Oh, that's great. They're one of the 39?
Yeah. They're having a bonfire because it's
A
a bonfire.
T-ball, but it's
Yes?
over now.
It's over now?
Yeah.
Harrison's done playing T-ball this year. I'd like to broadcast one of your games. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
we won like 6 times, I
You
think.
won every time.
You won every time?
Yeah.
Are you a big hitter?
Yeah.
Like Josh?
Yeah, and last time I caught a ball.
You did?
Yeah.
I got you guys on the broadcast hugging Josh Riggs out there.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, I didn't think you would got it.
I got you.
Yeah, he's been sideswiped with full of surprises.
2 balls. Check that. 3 balls and no strikes here on the leadoff batter, Austin Bartasovsky, who's been a real pain in the neck for the Broncos. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He's got 2 of the 3 hits for the Indians, and he'll take a 4-pitch walk with 1 away. Harrison, what do you have to say? Tell me.
Last time at the Cardinals game, we won a good trophy, and I got a medal.
For being a good sport?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Someone's teaching you right. Who's teaching you right? Does Josh Riggs teach you that?
And my sister, she's teaching me to do this.
Stella?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a dab or something there. Tyler Hawk looks at ball 1. That's 5 in a row out of the zone for Larson. Larson's been good to this point. Oh, good to see all of you. We'll visit with you some more. You're here all weekend, right? Yeah. Excellent. All right, come back up here, Harrison. 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Hawk, and that one's in the turf, 2-0. 8-0 El Dorado here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, that was fun. Fun to all these folks that have been emailing so faithfully all season long are here at McDonald's Stadium, and it's so good to the pictures help, but boy, when you can see someone, that's great. Bartasovsky off to the races, and he'll steal second base. That was a strike called. 2 balls and a strike to Hawk. So, I think it was my first autograph. And autographing a baseball would be hard. Autographing a Nerf ball is really hard. 3 balls and a strike. Holly Lockhart has sent me a photo. And Ben... Oh, yeah, Ben's birthday. And I got a picture of Ben. Here's a foul ball. There it is. Wearing the Lakers jersey. Yeah, does he look 13? Yeah. Ben, you look 16 now. You could pass for driving. Thanks for the email and the picture, Holly Lockhart. And again, happy birthday to Ben. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You know what's funny about that whole conversation we just had here? Of course, some of the folks watching and listening are wondering what's going on, but that one skips in front of Coyne, bounces well away. Bartasovsky, an easy track to third. And down to first is Hawk. And Joe Kennedy's going to go out and talk to Hunter Larson. Now, so first off, for the folks back or all around the country watching and listening, trying to wonder, who are these other voices? I don't know what it is, but when you put a microphone, and especially in front of young people, they freeze up a little bit, and they start making sure, very careful of what they are saying, and it's great. Of course, we were probably the same way when we first put microphones in front of our faces, but then the one I like is, I didn't get her name, who's emailed me 15 or 20 times, but none of them to me. None of them have made it to my email. They've gone to Caden Broadcasting somewhere else besides gmail.com. It's CADEN, Caden Broadcasting at gmail.com. So runners on the corners for Oklahoma City, and Hunter Wilcher at the plate. No activity for the Broncos right now. It is 8-0, but this is a crazy game, and we've seen Wild things happen here at McDonald Stadium, and Wilcher puts a charge into one out in the left center field. Going back to the wall, crashing into the wall is the Bronco left fielder. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and it is 8-2. Hunter Wilcher with a double off the wall. Ben Olson, I didn't think that was Laguerre out there. Ben Olson really showing no fear. He went full speed into the wall. And so a double for Wilcher. And it's 8-2. Joe Corbett will step in. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking. Josh Riggs heads down to the bullpen, but I wonder if he's going down to catch. I wouldn't think he'd go down to pitch. So the umpire now says, let's play ball. Corbett, first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play. No balls and a strike to Corbett, and he didn't pull the trigger, and it's strike 2. 1 away for the Indians here in the top of the 6th inning. They've scored 2, and it's 8-2 El Dorado. Beautiful sunset here in El Dorado, Kansas tonight. And that one right down the middle. Corbett just could not pull the trigger. So a much-needed strikeout for Larson. That's the 3rd strikeout of Corbett tonight. And here's Brendan Ezel. He's had a busy night behind the plate. At the dish, he's 0 for 2. Ezel went to Cowley College last year. Cowley going to the College World Series at Grand Junction, Colorado. And Ezel nearly got hit. 1 ball and no strikes. It was Ezel here on Tuesday night who hit it off the very top, the yellow stripe of the wall out in left center field. Just nearly missed a home run. El Dorado would win the game Tuesday 4-3. 1-0 pitch coming to Ezel. Looks like maybe the light's a little late getting on because it looks pretty dark out there right now. 2 balls and no strikes to Ezel. The Indians sent 4 to the plate in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. So this by far their most productive inning, as Ezel is the 6th batter to come up. 2 balls and a strike, and it is Josh Riggs warming up. I thought maybe they were saving him for a start against Dodge City, which they still could, I imagine. Maybe get a little work in here tonight. 2 balls and a strike here to Ezel. And inside on the fastball, 3-1. Larson still with pretty good life on his fastball. Ryan Harrell waits on deck. And the 3-1 is high. Ball 4. So Ryan Harrell's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the second inning and a pop out to Mason Goad, which started a run of 3 flyouts to Goad in the 5th inning. Hunter Larson trying to get through this 6th inning. Larson, 1 win, 2 losses on the season. And the pitch, that one's high. 1 ball and no strikes. More emails coming in. Feel free to drop one in. CadenBroadcasting@gmail.com. Oklahoma City fans, if you're watching and listening, just be sure you let me know where you're emailing from and who you're rooting for. Always fun to know. One ball and no strikes. And a foul tip, strike one. So last night I mentioned broadcasted to chickens and roosters. Tonight I've got a goose. Lucy the goose is listening tonight. I don't know if they would say this is a foul broadcast or not. I don't know. One ball and one strike. And Harrell foul tip that one. Coyne was kind of moving to the outside, and that might have gotten him. He seems to be all right. But Jarrett looked like he got nicked by that foul ball. One ball and two strikes. After tonight, El Dorado has 12 games remaining. The next 6 are at home, and the last 6 are on the road. 7 o'clock starts all weekend long against Dodge City. Off day Monday. Great Bend is here Tuesday, Wednesday, and 1 week from tonight will be our last home broadcast of the season. How it flies by. The NBC World Series will begin July 22nd in Wichita. Swing and a miss by Harrell, and he strikes out. The Indians score 2 times on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-2 El Dorado here on YouTube. So bottom of the 6th inning. And a new pitcher for the Indians, and this was who was in center field. I'm going to say it's Caleb Caldwell. Tanner White leads off for El Dorado in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll get the graphics correct now for you. Fun to pan through the crowd. Hope I know there's a lot of family members out there watching not only their favorite player, but they also related to the many folks in the stands. So hopefully you saw your loved ones there. Everyone seems to be having a good time, enjoying the Kansas heat. They came at a good time because they'll really get to experience it. It's going to keep getting warmer and warmer. 1-2, now 2-2 to Tanner White. 8-7-1 for El Dorado, 2-4-3 for Oklahoma City. Randy Meyer says, happy birthday, Betty. From Seminole, Florida, Randy Meyer. Here's the 3-2 to White, and he'll twist this one out of play. So we'll do it again. Mention the upcoming home games for El Dorado, and then Friday through Sunday, July 14th through the 16th, the Broncos are at Hayesville. Here's the 3-2, and White reaching for this one, lifts it just beyond the infield. Harrell drifts back and makes the catch for the first out. So here's Ben Olson batting in Kyle Barfield's spot. We haven't seen Ben for a while. Ben Olson from Bethel Heights, Arkansas, and he goes to Coffeyville Community College. 5'11", 190. And the first pitch to him is bounced in. Olson has 45 at-bats on the season, 10 hits. And he hits this one sharply, but right at the second baseman, Wilcher, for the second out. So here's Austin Meyer. Austin Meyer is 0 for 3 tonight, but he has a run scored. He reached on an error back in the third inning. And the first pitch, boy, that's a generous corner. Strike one. No balls, one strike here to Meyer. John, check that, not Laguerre. Or is it? Yeah, Laguerre. So Laguerre must have moved to center field as he is on deck. He was in left to start the game. No balls, 2 strikes to Meyer, and that one bounces in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little chatter coming from the Oklahoma City Indians. And Meyer bounces this down to first. And now some trouble and a close play. And out at first. Retired 3-1. 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. We'll head to the 7th inning, 8-2 El Dorado. Top of the 7th inning, Hunter Larson's night is over. Not a bad night for Hunter. Gave up 2 runs, 4 hits. How many strikes? Let's see, 2, 5, 6, 8 strikeouts for Larson in 6 innings. So Josh Riggs comes out to pitch for the Broncos. And Josh, this works out good. A lot of family is driven in from Michigan, and the first pitch hit by Caleb Caldwell is popped to the third baseman Sheets for the first out. So 1 pitch and 1 out. And now this, I think this is C.J. Edwards. The losing pitcher from last night's game comes out to hit. And 1 ball and no strikes. This is Justice's spot, so 1 ball, 1 strike. It is so confusing. The names and numbers on the roster for Oklahoma City do not match hardly at all. So certainly makes Dale Short's PA job, my job here, much more difficult. And Gary Carr, I wonder what Gary puts for stats on some of these guys. 2 balls and a strike. Their roster is huge. They have a huge roster, but they've had a lot of folks bail out as the summer has gone on. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwards. And Riggs, boy, he's got a lot of heat on that arm, and that one just missed 3-2. The 3-2, that's right down the middle for strike 3. Josh Riggs dealing. So Peyton Ravencraft steps in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. This Oklahoma City team reminds me so much of 2 years ago when Bethany, Oklahoma had a team. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Sheets over to first, and Ravencraft is retired. A very efficient 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. Time to stretch here in El Dorado. 8-2 Broncos on YouTube. John Laguerre will lead off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We've had moments in this game as Laguerre was hit. We've had moments in this game where it seems like half innings have gone on forever. But now we're in a little stretch where, 3 up, 3 down for El Dorado in the bottom of the 6th. 3 up on about maybe 7 pitches. 3 up, 3 down for Oklahoma City in the top of the 7th. Throw over, and Laguerre's back in. So here's Tyler Bailey. Right-handed batter for the Broncos. Laguerre inching off further and further, and the pitch well upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey flies this one out to center. That's Bartasovsky, who's moved over from left over to center field. And he makes the catch for the first out. So Tanner Sheets will step in. Tanner Sheets is 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, 1 stolen base. First pitch swinging, lifts this one into foul territory. Edwards gives it a good run, but eventually unable to catch up with it. So a strike on Tanner Sheets. Sheets heading to Kansas State University next year. What's the name of K-State's field? 3 K-State people in this press box here. No balls and a strike. And that's high, ball 1.
Oh, Poynton Family Stadium.
Toynton Family Stadium. So that's where Sheets will play next year. 2 balls and a strike. And a big lead, and then diving back in is Laguerre. 1 away for the Broncos here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mentioned last thing about how Oklahoma City reminds me so much. 2 years ago, we had a team, Bethany, Oklahoma. Here's a foul ball back, and lands in the right below home plate. There's a great place for a lot of our older fans to watch the game. They bring their lawn chairs. Generally, they're about 99% of the time out of harm's way, except for on a pop like that just got past the netting and landed straight down. There was a little concern at first. Hopefully everyone's all right down there. Bethany, Oklahoma was in the league for 2 years. Their first year, they came to El Dorado late in the season. They didn't have any buses. They were basically out of money. Sheets will look at ball 4, and he'll walk. And I remember when they came here, their players had to drive here. I don't know where they stayed. And they had about 11 or 12 players. And the Broncos swept them easily. Not that the first 2 wins were easy by any stretch, 2 one-run wins, but boy, by game 3 of this series, OKC looks a little stretched. And to think they have to play, of course, tomorrow night, Saturday, and Sunday as well. Volman certainly has got to be stretched. He's going to need a few days' rest. Corbett pitched here Tuesday night. Edwards and Malott pitched here. And now here's Caldwell coming in from the outfield to pitch. I wonder if we're going to have any stats on him pitching. And pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So no one by the name of Caldwell in my pitching stats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got an email last night from Abe Spencer's family. They were watching. Abe battled here last night. Goad underneath this one. Catcher can't find it, but Caldwell sees it, and he makes the catch in foul territory. The catcher was looking all over the place around home plate, and the ball was actually halfway between home and first in foul territory. So 2 away, and Colton Schenker will stand in. I'm not saying Oklahoma City's exactly the same as Bethany was 2 years ago, but it is similar. And Schenker, first pitch swinging, hits it out into right field. That will score 1. Moving first to third is Sheets. And he is in there, keeps his hand on the base. So a RBI single for Colton Schenker. Scores John Laguerre. And it's 9-2 El Dorado. Here's Jarrett Coyne coming up. Coyne 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Ground out to short, fly out to left, and Ground out to pitcher. He looks at ball one. Final game of the season between these two teams. The step to third, go over to first. One of the moves I'm so glad Major League Baseball got rid of. 1 ball, no strikes. And this one's nubbed up the middle. Got past Caldwell. We're going to have a close play at first. Harrell barehanded. Throws it to first. What a play by the shortstop, Harrell, to retire Coyne. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. We'll go to the 8th. 9-2 El Dorado. Top of the 8th inning, and the Broncos will shuffle out a new pitcher after a clean 7th inning pitched by Riggs. Garrett Hudson now out there for El Dorado, and he'll deal with the top of the order. And here's Austin Bartasovsky. Certainly been a bright spot for Oklahoma City this week. And tonight he's 2 for 2. He's been on base all 3 times with a walk, and he scored a run. And fouls this one off. No balls and 2 strikes to Bartasovsky. For Garrett Hudson, this is his 7th game. 6 in relief, 1 start, 9 2/3 innings of work, and a foul tip by Bartasovsky. In 9 2/3, 11 hits, 3 earned runs given up, so ERA-wise, he's leading the team. 3 walks and 9 strikeouts, averaging about a strikeout an inning. He's got a record of 0-2 with 1 save. And the 0-2 chopped out to second base. Goad circles, throws quickly, and they get Bartasovsky by a step. He didn't think so, and Austin plays the game the right way. He plays hard all the time. As he bounces through his dugout, a little frustrated. Almost had a McDonald's Stadium infield single. So So here's Tyler Hawk. And the first pitch fouled off the post. Behind home plate, no balls and a strike. Tyler Hawk is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He hit into a double play in the second inning. And the 0-1, that drops in there, 0-2. Talked about Jordan Stevens, the injured second baseman who's on crutches here tonight. Not only does Oklahoma City lose a player, he was their number 3 batter and their leading RBI guy on the season. So, talk about just a rough go for the Indians. 3-25. Limited players, and then an injury, kind of a freak injury. Did we find out? Did you got some information, Gina? Swing and a miss, strike 3. He doesn't know his last name. The player. Did he say anything about his knee?
Yeah, we talked about. He said there was kind of some confusion. He was supposed to be here and he didn't come, and he just came, so he's new. But he says I'm not good with names.
So even their own team doesn't know it.
Yeah, so we don't feel so bad.
All right.
He doesn't know what he did to his knee for sure. He's flying home tomorrow to Colorado and going to have an MRI. He said he ran to first fine, and when he got out to his position, he said his knee locked up, and he couldn't get it to bend, and he forced it to bend, and when he forced it to bend, it popped.
Oh, wow. Well, it was interesting watching him on the archive because he was fiddling with it, just trying to get something. Something wasn't quite right.
He went to Dallas Baptist as a freshman, and now he's transferring to Miami of Ohio. So that's what
Miami of Ohio. So we know everything we want to know about the injured,
except for what I went down.
except for what. No balls and 2 strikes, and sure you could hear the lovely vocals of Gina Short. Probably should put the microphone on Gina. She has a much more soothing tone. Certainly, husband Dale would agree. A soothing tone, yes. You're nodding yes. All right. No balls and 2 strikes here to Wilcher. Always a good time in the press box. Yeah, there you go. Hunter Wilcher tonight, 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch. He's got a 2 RBI double. 9-2 El Dorado, top of the 8th, 2 away, the 0-2, and this one's lofted into foul territory. Sheets comes here near this fence and could not corral it. That could be a bit of just not quite knowing the dimensions and where everything is here. He's only played a couple of games now here for El Dorado. He got to the fence, and then he kind of twisted around a little bit, had it either in his glove or on his body for a moment, and then it rolled away. So the 0-2 again to Wilcher, and this one's grounded foul. And again, that's one of those things. There's fencing separating the left field line and the Broncos bullpen, yet on the first base side, there is no fencing. So there's a lot more room to roam. There also is a lot more trouble that can get into if you have a throwing error down the first base side. Here's the 0-2 to Wilcher, and that pitch just missed, 1-2. So Garrett Hudson will have to throw another one. He thought he had the strikeout there of Hunter Wilcher. So the 1-2 on its way, and that one well out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mitch McIntyre seems to walk past me nightly with cash, but never drops it off in my lap. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. What do we got on the email front? Lynn Donovic, that's Aunt Lynn, to Kyle Barfield, and she says she's enjoying watching the K-State guys tonight. And Lynn, if you only knew, my son goes to K-State, and he's got his K-State baseball shirt on here, and so there's more K-State folks here than she already knew of. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Went after the high cheese there, and he missed. 3 up, 3 down for Hudson in the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. All Broncos here tonight, 9-2. We're back in a moment on YouTube. So we're ready for the bottom of the 8th inning. Bronco relievers, Riggs in the 7th, Hudson in the 8th, have been sharp, and they've gone 1, 2, 3 in those 2 innings. Broncos bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Tanner White. I better switch that. There we go, bottom of the 8th inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Tanner White. White did not start tonight. Aaron Mack started out in right, and Mack had a single and then walked and scored. And then Tanner White came in for Mack, and he promptly tripled in the 4th inning and flew out to short in the 6th. 1 ball and 1 strike. El Dorado looking for their 3rd win in a row. White hits it hard, but it's slicing foul, or hooking foul, I should say, from the left-handed batter, and it's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes to Tanner White. He's 1 for 2 tonight, a triple and a run scored. And that pitch, and that caught the corner for strike 3 of Tanner White. So 1 away, and Chad Crosby is going to come up for Ben Olson.
Now hitting the Broncos, number 31, Chad Crosby.
He's got my favorite walk-up music, which doesn't do you watching very well because we can't really put the commercial music over the YouTube airwaves. Lynn Donovic, Avery, who is not mic'd up tonight, says she needs one of those K-State shirts. It was a giveaway to the students too, right? Yeah, it was a student giveaway, so Lynn, what you'll need to do is pay your tuition, go to K-State, and see if you can get a shirt. Of course, if you've been to any K-State football games, you've probably seen my son there on the big screen with the K-State Weekly. They have. I don't know if Lynn's been to Bill Snyder Family Stadium. 2 balls and a strike, and a swing and a miss for Crosby, 2-2. Chad Crosby getting an at-bat, batting 167 on the season. And that pitch just missed from Caldwell. We think Caldwell. We know Caleb. We have pounded down that the first name is Caleb. You can take a guess at the last name. 3-2. Crosby fouls it out of play. So thank you, Lynn, for the emails. Glad you liked the look at my son's shirt. And even Sue Vane says he wants to see who else is in the press box. So maybe I'll see if I can show off the press box. Gary is sometimes a little shy. It's hard to get him on camera. So a one-out walk to Chad Crosby. And Austin Meyer. The Big Easy, number 9. Looks at strike 1. It's been a real nip and tuck battle to see who's got a bigger fan club. Austin Meyer, Jarrett Coyne, or Josh Riggs. Appreciate all of you watching and listening and all your emails all season long, and hope they'll continue for the next 6 nights. Good cut, but a miss by Meyer. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Oh, and a late call, but they'll call Meyer out for strikes there. It's 2-way. And here comes John Laguerre. It's good seeing John getting on base, putting some wood on the ball there. He had a double earlier in the game. Here's one hit right at the left fielder, Ravencraft. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We are ready for the 9th inning. Broncos going for the sweep. 9-2 El Dorado here on YouTube. So as we'll keep the mic on here, and we'll give you a look. So here's my vantage point. There's son Avery, who's not here every night. And let's see if I can get this sign off. There's Gary, way over there. He's hiding now. Dale Short, our public address announcer. And there's Gina Short. And there's Gary again. Yeah, so there is the nuts and bolts of our team. And then there's let's see, there's me right there. Yike, that's too close. I was zoomed in. We don't want that. No one wants that. So there was a look at what our press box looks like. And we have a lot of wholesale changes. Is that Laguerre now moving to right field? Crosby's in center field. Garrett Glass is at third base. And that might be Sheets. Yeah, it could be Sheets. Let's see. Let's zoom in out there. So if our left fielder would turn around, we could see his number. So Garrett Glass, whoa, as he sails one well over the first baseman's head on the warm-up throws here. So as we get ready for the top of the 9th inning, Lynn Donovic says that she's been to Toynton Stadium, or Field. Is it? Why is everything Family Stadium? But not been to the football stadium. Need to, let's see. So she's going to see if, she'll have Kyle Barfield see if she can get one of those K-State baseball shirts. It's a good shirt. And who do we have pitching? Tanner White pitching, okay. We've seen White before. Garrett. Lots of changes for the Broncos here. And the 0-1 missing. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Lynn down in Houston enjoying the K-State stuff. Tanner White's pitch goes behind Corbett. 2 balls and a strike. Huh? Oh, the bowl game was in Houston, wasn't it? Lynn Donovic could have gone to that. Probably could have gotten a shirt. 2 balls and a strike. Tanner White, this is his 8th game pitching. And a swing and a miss by Corbett. He was looking for the 7-run home run right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. For Tanner White, no wins and 1 loss. 8 innings of work, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corbett is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. Joe Corbett, was that a swing and a miss there? I was looking down. Swing and a miss for the 4th time tonight. Corbett, a strikeout victim. The golden sombrero, yes. Nicole Estes with an email here in the Josh Riggs fan club. And she appreciated having Stella and Harrison on the broadcast tonight. She drew the short straw, and Mom and Dad had to stay in Michigan with the horses. So, yeah, do the horses get to listen to our games? We're trying to find out what the whole animal kingdom that's listening to our games. So we got roosters, chickens, geese. We've had dogs. Dogs have been listening. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't think I've seen any photos of a cat listening. Dodge City's here this weekend. First off, we want to send a shout out to Brad and Roxanne Cool at El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated, terrific sponsors of Bronco baseball and our broadcasts. That's in there for a strike. Here to Azell, 1 ball and 2 strikes. El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated, they are the leaders in today's metal building market. 1216 West 6th in El Dorado. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Azell, and the pitch. This one's hit out into right center field, and Laguerre will track it down to make the catch and the second out. So we had a terrific crowd here on the 4th of July. Well, on, Saturday, July 8th, we should have even a better crowd. It's Thank a Veteran Night here at the stadium. So if there's folks who, if you're a veteran, please come out to the stadium. We want to recognize you here on Saturday night. All the festivities will begin at 6:30, so we'll make sure to get the video stream going early on Saturday. And it's the 4th annual Thank a Veteran Night. It is a really cool event. Last year, it actually, because of some rain and whatnot, we had to double it up with the 4th of July. So it's kind of nice to kind of separate those a little bit. Should be a great crowd here Saturday night. Riley Bump's going to perform the national anthem. A Vietnam veteran Dan Morrow is going to throw out the first pitch. Here's a 2-0, and this one will shoot into right field. A base hit for Harrell. And that'll bring up Caleb Gorman Caldwell, something. Could it be Caleb Carr? Is he a distant relative of Gary? First pitch to Caleb, and he looks to bunt, and it's a nice bunt. White's not going to have a play. That'll be a bunt single. So Edwards is going to sprint out of the dugout like his feet were on fire as he gets another at-bat. He struck out his other at-bat. And also, it looks like there could be a World War II flyover. So it is going to be a whole lot of fun here on Saturday night. And if you can't be here, we'll try to get the video stream up nice and early for you. Thank a Veteran Night here on Saturday. The Dodge City A's are the opponent here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dodge City entered play tonight 1 game out of first place. So they're a hot team coming in. They didn't have a great start to the season, but after a couple weeks, they really got it turned around, and here they are now 19-8, swept Liberal last night, and again a win tonight by Dodge City, and they'll be tied for first. So a very good opponent coming into town for the weekend. Foul tip, 1 ball and 1 strike to Edwards. Mentioned the last 6 games for El Dorado. 3 at Hayesville. If you're not familiar with the area, Hayesville and El Dorado not very far, so it's not a overnight trip or anything. The Broncos will drive back and forth to Hayesville both Friday, July 14th, Saturday, July 15th, and Sunday, July 16th. And then they'll go to Hayes. That is a long ways. They'll spend the Tuesday, Wednesday in Hayes for that 3-game series to close out the season. And again, the NBC World Series, that's what all these teams are playing for. The Hayes Larks have an automatic bid to the second week, championship week, because of their second-place finish at the tournament last year. Tanner White throws a wild one, no chance for Coyne, and that'll be a run for Ryan Harrell. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9-3 El Dorado. How many runners? We've had several runs score on pass balls or wild pitches tonight. Edwards will step out. Jump in that box there. He doesn't look like he gets many opportunities to bat. He keeps talking to the umpire and talking to the catcher. He's just one excited guy to be up there. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch hit hard but foul. Kind of how he pitches, too. He prances around the mound. He enjoys playing the game. Nothing wrong with that. Tanner White, left-handed pitcher, trying to finish the night off for us here. And the 3-2. Lynch poked out into left field, a base hit. Sprinting down to first is Edwards. That's an RBI single. 3 singles in a row for Oklahoma City. And here comes Ravencraft.
Number 5, Ravencraft.
That was a good at bat. Just got enough wood on that ball to shoot it out into left field. Ravencraft, a swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike. 9-4 our score. El Dorado looking for a sweep of the Indians. 4-3 Tuesday night, 9-8 last night, 9-4 currently here in the top of the 9th inning. And the Indians are down to their last strike. No balls and 2 strikes here to Ravencraft. He's 0 for 3, lined out to short, grounded out to first, and grounded out to third. And the 0-2, curveball in there for strike 3. 2 runs score on 3 hits. No errors, and 1 man left on base. And the teams will meet and shake hands for the final time this year. 9 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for El Dorado. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Oklahoma City. The winning pitcher tonight is Hunter Larson. And the losing pitcher is Corbin Volman. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 30 minutes. The Broncos moved to 13-17 and are on a 3-game winning streak as they welcome in Dodge City here tomorrow night. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. As always, thank you so much for all the emails. We'll do it again tomorrow night. Dodge City at El Dorado. Until then, Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.